I remember this a little differently, I would say. I remember it less rom-com-ish, which I believe is actually a really good thing. And I really absolutely did enjoy this movie.
I remembered it less of a rom-com too, and I like that you said that because I remembered it more as a straight comedy.
Yep.
And when I rewatched it, I still think it deserves that straight comedy ranking. Like, I still think that we can put it in the category as a straight comedy while still considering it a rom-com, because I think more often than not in this movie it highlights the funny aspects versus, like, obviously there's the romance, but in a lot of comedy movies there's the romance. So I think we can separate it easily from, like, rom-com that's hilarious or comedy movie that's, you know, based around weddings and love and stuff.
Right. And I think that we've obviously pointed this out before. I think we say com-roms. Like, some put the comedy before the romance, some don't. I think that this weaves it in a lot. And it also obviously weaves the bromance in, and something that I thought was really interesting was the director, Dobkin. He was talking about like, even when he directs comedies, when he directs all these stories in comedies, he said he needs an emotional anchor. And he even pointed out in this article, he says, "I'm not nearly on the level of Judd Apatow, but you look for that thing that people are going to follow, and in the movie, that's what they're following. It's a love story. There's Owen and Rachel, and there's Vince and Owen. So it's obviously derived from our guy, Judd Apatow." And I think that maybe it's just a little more heavy than Judd does certain things, or it's you know what I would actually say, and this isn't an indictment on it, because again, I love this movie. It might sound like I don't. I'm just kind of trying to pick some points. I do love this movie. I think it's just a little less nuanced. I think it's a little more in your face, and that's fine. That's just definitely. You have to know it. I don't remember it.
They chose to go that way stylistically, and I agree with what they did here. I think that there's no wrong way to go about it, and I agree that it's way less nuanced than a Judd movie, because as we've seen, like, Judd is Judd. And when you have those kind of movies, you are expecting a certain realism in them.